Josh Papali'i ready to rock here in Canberra, as are we. The first of three big games. On Super Saturday, the Warriors will get first use of it. Ateniza Lesniak with the catch, and he hands it off to Adam Fanua-Blake, who will bring it back here and play it just inside the 20. The Warriors coming off a 10-point loss last week to the Eels. They went down 28-18 at Combank Stadium. Play it here just inside their own 30. Jack Murchie, the former Canberra Raider, takes a carry there. 3 games with the Raiders back in 2018 and also 2019 before linking up with the Warriors in the COVID-hit season of 2020. Bring it back to the halfway line. Ewan Aitken, who'll be a Dolphin next season, plays it for Egan. Comes to Chanel Harris-Tavita, who is still keeping Reece Walsh on the bench for the moment for the Warriors as Egan waits. He fires it back for Johnson to put the first kick in. It'll go down to Nick Chotrich, who's back today from a leg problem, which kept him out of the impressive win against the Melbourne Storm. They'll drag him back and forced a goal line dropout. What a beginning here for the Warriors.
Yeah, perfectly placed kick there from Shaun Johnson. But what about the chase from the Warriors? We mentioned a little bit earlier, nothing to play for. They can be a nuisance value against the sides vying for the top 8. And that's a great start from them.
Terrific kick from Shaun Johnson to bring it down a metre out from the goal line. Jack Whiten, big game last week against Melbourne. He goes long here. Yeah, it's a flat one. Ends up in the arms there of Dejan Arce, who is back in this team for the first time since round 11. In fact, made the switch from the Cowboys to the Warriors and debuted against the Raiders back in round 8 in that 1-point win in Redcliffe. They're 25 metres out as Fanua-Blake slowly plays it. Johnson, pass to him was flat through Harris-Tavita. Goes on that left-hand side. Adam Pompey taken down there. Good stop by the Raiders. And slow play the ball here coming up. Eventually, well, player skittling everywhere. It had to be a penalty to the Warriors. Jamal Fogarty all over Adam Pompey there.
He tried to get to his feet a couple of times there. Pompey, good left foot step. Evasion skills. They just hang on a little bit too long. We see teams when they are 10 metres out from their own line defensively hang on for too long.
And the Warriors tap it. And it's Tohu Harris. They'll play it here 5 metres out. Another slow play the ball. Egan looks one way, goes the other. Aitken pokes his nose through the line. Some strength there from Savage and Fogarty. Whitehead as well. Egan comes back for Tavunga. Now Harris-Tavita. Here is Johnson. Murchie charging hard. Picked off by Whiten. Got up and went again. This will be a try to the Warriors.
Yeah, what a start to the Warriors. Murchie skipped out of the tackle there of Jack Whiten. You're allowed to get to your feet. There's no hands on him. What a try there to the Warriors after they'd won the penalty, forced the Canberra Raiders back in the in-goal area and the line drop out. All the ball early. There's Jack Whiten dropping off the tackle. They try to come again. Murchie's strong enough to get himself over the line. The short ball from Shaun Johnson was a beauty, was a pearler. Nice soft hands, running at speed. Can't make the one-on-one tackle, he scores.
He was able to break that tackle of Whiten, and with no hand on him, the tackle had not been completed. He was free to get up and go again, reached out in time, and what a return to this place for Jack Murchie. As we mentioned, 3 games with the Raiders back in 2018 and 2019. Gets a chance elevated into the starting side today for Josh Curran, who will come off the bench. The Warriors go through their breathing technique, and that was a rapid-fire start. They've had all the ball. Penalty off the back of Jamal Fogarty's effort on the far side of the field, and then it began with a Shaun Johnson kick, and they forced Chotrich back for the goal line dropout. That's been the perfect opening here for the Warriors.
Yeah, like Wade Egan out of dummy half too. A couple of jump plays there to keep the short side of the Raiders' defence aware. It was Aitken who nearly went through. A couple of quick play the balls. They started the game really fast, the Warriors, with all the ball, as you mentioned. And they score the first try.
Johnson here. Kicking at 91% this year. He's 11 from 12 now, with that one piloted between the uprights, and the Warriors 6. Blinding start against the Raiders. Watch it again. Johnson got the result first up. He forced the goal line dropout. Chotrich held up. Play on there. The penalty off the back of that as well. And then Johnson, short ball for Murchie. A terrific pass and a better effort from Murchie to make it 6-0.
Yeah, I suppose that was always the game plan here for the Warriors, to come out and try and shock the Canberra Raiders early. They've done exactly that.
Maybe a bit of a do-over here. Restart for the Raiders. They'll try again from the kickoff, and it's Vanilla Blake. Same pattern. Anthony Lesniak making the catch. They'll begin here just inside their own 20. As Egan waits at dummy half. Terrific afternoon here in Canberra. I've got to say, Stephen, it's delightful to leave Sydney, the Sydney region, and miss the rain for a few hours.
Yeah, it was pouring rain in Sydney this morning, so beautiful sunshine on the ground. I reckon we're going to see an open game of footy, nice and dry, both sides. Hopefully love to throw the footy around in this one. Down
the short side, here's Arcee, a big fend there on Zach Wolford. He'll play it here with 4 gone. From Egan, comes back to the middle. Tavunga takes a carry. We'll see what Johnson can do with his second kick in general play for the game. Go to the short side, in fact, Dejan Arcee. Not a bad strike, plenty of carry on it. Going backwards, oh, Savage! He lost it, it bounces off him. Comes back to Sebastian Chris, was it? Or was it Albert Hopewadi, in fact? But Xavier Savage tackling back, going back. Might have bounced off his head.
Yeah, it looked like he lost it as the ball was coming down. Hit him on the melon. Lucky Hopewadi was right there on the spot to clean up. Otherwise, the Warriors would have scored. 4 players for the Warriors around the ball there. Let's see if it does hit him on the melon or the shoulder. No, that's square. Smack in the middle of the melon.
That might be the best Falcon we've seen for a long, long time. It had Burton-like hang time on it from Dejan Arcee. So the Raiders still, apart from the head of Xavier Savage, to touch the ball, and the Warriors have it from a scrum feed. 10 metres out, Johnson. He comes to Harris Tavita. Big pressure here, early doors on the Canberra Raiders. 6 again. Raiders offside from the scrum. There's the confirmation. As Tavunga will play it here inside the 10. Egan. On left-hand side, goes out the back through Harris. It goes to Johnson. Here's Arcee. And a bit of a passage himself. Gave it off, though, on that left-hand side to Montoya. And they wrap him up only a couple of metres away. From Egan again. Johnson just wants a forward to take a carry. And he gets Vanilla Blake to put his hand up. They've used up 3 in this set. Back to the short side. Arcee takes them on! He cracks them! Straight through the tackle there of Elliott Whitehead, and the Warriors go back to back. The Raiders still haven't touched the ball, and we've had 7.5 here in Canberra.
Well, it's amazing when you do have a little bit of confidence, and they are playing so well. The kickoff is really the thing that put the Canberra Raiders under the pump. You can't blame him for this. It's hit him on the melon, just dropped that last 10 metres. They get the ball in the middle of the park. Another jump play. Go back to the short side. A lot of ball watchers there. As you said, Whitehead was the man who missed the tackle. Arcee straight through the tackle. It's a couple of one-on-one misses there early in the game for the Canberra Raiders, and the Warriors have made them pay.
Well, having made his debut back in round 8, Dejan Arcee played 4 games for the Warriors before being demoted back to the Redcliffe Dolphins in the Queensland Cup. He spent his time there working on his game to the satisfaction of Stacey Jones, who's given him a recall here today. And I guess that spot, that 5'8" spot, certainly open at the moment, with Harris Tavita playing in the fullback role. As Ricky Stewart watches on, he must be stunned that his team is yet still to touch the ball. They're going to go the best part of 10 minutes plus here and have not had possession in the game.
They would have talked about it before the game too, the Warriors, that try and keep this crowd quiet. The big clap before, the Viking clap before the game. You've got to pay credit to them. They've started the game well, scored a couple of tries. Good to see Arcee run the ball, big 5'8". running the ball at the line, backed himself. He scores their second.
Now 13 in from the eastern touchline. Johnson bends it back. Nice strike once again. Well, what an opening this is for the Warriors. It has been perfection. Rugby league perfection. I guess Stacey Jones is sitting there thinking, well, the only way we can go is down from here. We can't play any better than this. Downstairs to Matty Russell.
Warren, the crowd sometimes sits here midwinter shivering, but today they're sitting in stony silence. This wasn't part of the plan, trailing 12-0 inside 10 minutes. The Warriors do have a good record here in recent times, winning 5 of their last 8 here at GIO Stadium. And the Raiders, fresh from victory in Melbourne against the Storm, announced their intention to be part of this mad scramble towards the 8. Well, if they're to do that, they need to win games like this at home against teams like the Warriors. And right now, they've got a 12-0 hill to climb.
Don't they what? We've had 9 minutes of action. We've had 3 kickoffs from the Raiders. A dropped bomb from Xavier Savage. A caught bomb from Nick Chotrich. It's the only times they've touched the ball. 3 kickoffs, a drop bomb and a caught bomb for a goal line dropout as Tavanga plays it. Goes across to Tohu Harris, who will bring it back here to play just short of the 40. 4 tackles gone in this set. Amazing beginning to this game. 6 sets, 6 completions, 2 tries for the Warriors. Johnson this time puts it up. There'll be a cheer if they can get the ball here cleanly. Chotrich makes the catch. And the Raiders do finally get their first set of 6.
Well, I just wonder what it's taken out of the Raiders early in this game. Papali'i already with 12 tackles. He's had to start the game. No carry so far. Still the Canberra Raiders. Second or third tackle now. Just getting behind the ball.
They've used up some gas, there's no question about that. There's Adam Elliott. He was sensational in that win last week against the Melbourne Storm. Terrific game. And injury worries, of course. Concussion issues. Changes all around the place, and they were able to hold on against the Melbourne Storm to win that one 20 points to 16. Their 8th win of the season. From Wolford, it goes back to Fogarty. Not a bad strike himself, spinning away from Harris DeVita. But then he's a Lesniak. Makes a comfortable catch. And he'll play it here just outside the Warriors 20. So they got through their first set without incidents. Took 10 minutes to get possession. And now the Warriors take it forward to play a 20 short of the halfway line. Already 2 tries to the good. Montoya coming in for a carry. Stopped there by Whitehead and Papali'i. Good run by Harris DeVita. Looking for a quick play the ball here. Egan. Harris was fairly flat. Shows it to Tavanga. But they're back inside the Raiders 40. Chance for an attacking kick once again. Johnson is the option. Puts it up pretty much end over end going backwards. Savage makes the catch. And after his radar was perfect on the first kick of the game, that one too long from Johnson. And it gives the Raiders 7 tackles.
And just waiting for his teammates to get back. There was no real urgency for the Raiders to get back behind that 20-metre line so Savage could get onto the play. A couple of false starts. The Raiders with the ball now, all behind the footy. Let's see if they can rumble up over the halfway line here.
Home fan sense they need a bit of a boost early on here after those early tries conceded, and working it away again from their own end, making some noise as Whiten comes out to Papali'i. Good carry there. The footwork to get on the inside of Egan as Wolford links with Whiten. Chance for Savage to go to Chris. Chotrich on his outside there, ready for it, but Chris couldn't get his arm free. From Hudson Young, back to Tarpany. It was almost impossible to take the ground, although a good legs tackle here for Aitken does exactly that. Whiten, just a mid-range kick going up for it. Oh, Harris DeVita was taken in the air. Chotrich didn't mean to do it, but it's a penalty all the same.
Yeah, good to see him attacking the ball. Harris DeVita. It was a good chase through. And there it is, just the mid-air tackle there from Chotrich.
It's a bit unlucky, wasn't he? He was in a tangle with another Warriors player and then looked up and suddenly he's underneath Harris DeVita. So, well, it was nothing like an intentional challenge in the air. It's a penalty still. And the Warriors to work it away through Jesse Arthurs. So this loan deal from the Broncos to the Warriors. We'll see if he returns to Brisbane in 2023. Might be hard to get a game in Brisbane, given the way they're going.
They're going great, aren't they, the Broncos? As are the Warriors to start this game.
Yes, they are. For Newell Blake, Arcee here comes across to Ewan Aitken. Picked off there by Fogarty with some help from Matt Timmercore. And they're almost back at the halfway line for Harris. Runs towards Elliott.
Gee, it's good to see him back too. Tohu Harris, great leader for the Warriors.
9th game after returning from a knee reconstruction in 2021 for Tohu Harris. Last play here goes back to Arcee, who'll put it up again. What a spiralling kick this is. Nobody gets anywhere near it, or in fact, Savage, he was hiding behind the upright pad, Stephen. I didn't see him.
I didn't see him behind the Canberra milk.
They are massive, the upright pads here. And he was there once again. The Warriors give the Raiders 7 tackles from their own 20.
Gee, there hasn't been real pressure put on the Warriors kickers so far. They've had an age to put the ball where they've wanted to. Savage comes away with the catch again.
Well, his confidence not shaken. The young fullback, who is still only just 20 years of age, only recently turned 20, as Elliott works it up here. Will play it at the halfway line. Now Tarpon, back on the inside here for Papali'i. Jazz Tavanga, one-on-one tackle, but they were offside, so it's a restarted set of 6. It's Wolford, who takes it down inside the 30. Finally, the Raiders get a chance in attack. It's taken 15 minutes. Whiten jumping, skipping as he comes towards Tavanga. Makes a tackle on him there. Savage from dummy half through Elliott. Tarpany. First man option was Papali'i. Good ball for Fogarty. Staying alive. They take him down eventually. Pompey it was, who saved a try for the Warriors. Comes back here for Papali'i. He'll go close, but they'll deny him. They'll end up pretty much on top of the goal line itself. Canberra with one more play from Wolford. Comes back to Whiten. Rubbers. Awkward one. Clean, bold. Harris to Vita. That might have been a great result because they'll get 7 tackles.
I reckon they're going to have a look at this. Line drop out. He's touched it. It's hit his shoulder or upper arm on the way through.
Well, the referee initially thought it missed him completely. Watch it again. Oh, that angle there.
It's hard to tell.
Yes. Missed him cleanly on that angle.
Monitoring those on the right.
He's also checking to see if the Raiders were onside here on the kick from Jack Whiten. Watch this again. Plenty of players there in front of him. Some decoys and the men playing the ball.
Just got to look to see the level of contact on the Canberra chaser.
Just to see if they change their line on Whiten, who puts the grubber kick in. Yeah, no, he's been impeded.
There's
on the way
contact
through.
made by Jazz Tavanga.
They'll get a penalty here.
They
the
will,
Raiders.
from pretty much right in front of the uprights as well. I don't know it's any more than a penalty, though. I couldn't see a professional foul situation here because
Just
I think the ball was always beating
What
Whiten.
defenders might be in play.
If it's a clean run, does he get to this ball? Because
Yep.
if he does, if you think that he might have, I don't think he would have.
No, no.
But
Jack
if you-
Whiten is held back.
He wouldn't have got
We have a
there.
penalty for hold back.
Yeah,
We have a decision.
that's fair enough.
Casey Badger in the bunker this afternoon looking after the replays and the decisions as far as what we just saw then, and I think she's nailed this. Penalty to the Raiders and no more than that. That didn't deserve a sin bin.
I reckon you had to have a look at it a couple of times too. You couldn't tell. They went up to the replay, no try awarded, but they'll get the penalty, the Raiders.
Hold on for a shot. We'll get on the line,
See if they're
mate.
good enough to score
He's
here.
gonna tap, mate.
They've got to hang on, the Warriors.
So it's Tarpon. Repeat set here for Canberra. The efforts of Jazz Tavanga to give away a penalty. Comes to Papali'i, fends away there from Tavanga, still going big, Papa. Gets the ball away before he was tackled. Elliott, he keeps it alive also. Savage, grabbed there by Watene Zelezniak. Whiten beats one. Stopped there by Harris. Just inside the 10. Rapid fire play, Hudson Young. He's a try scorer on this left edge. No question about that. 6 tries in 15 games for Canberra this year as Elliott goes to Fogarty. Now Whitehead. So that angled run easily picked off as a result by Dejan Arce. Timacor out of dummy half. Might have been battling to be onside there at marker. Play on though is the call. On the last, back to Fogarty. He'll chip it across the field. Whiten, he was bumped. Making a good catch was Jesse Arthurs. And the Warriors have survived all those plays inside their 20.
Well, you'd be wondering where that defence was earlier in the season. That's great stuff there from the Warriors. They get the repeat set, the Canberra Raiders, but they scrambled so well and they hit hard. They get the football back.
As the Warriors work it away. Don't forget, this is the first of 3 games today on Super Saturday. Panthers and the Sharks. That's next from 5:30 up there at Bluebet Stadium. An all-top 4 affair. Then the Rabbitohs up against the Storm. The Rabbitohs home ground, Accor Stadium. They struggled down there in Melbourne quite obviously, but back at home it should be a beauty tonight. Another top 8 contest, almost a mix-up here. Shotridge and Savage just about came together, but it was the winger who made the catch, and they'll work it away. The Raiders from their own 20. Not quite midway through this first half. Coming in, Hopewadi in game number 2 as a Canberra Raider, and earns his team a penalty.
Well, they're pumped up, aren't they? Montoya it was, it come up out of the line, the winger, to put a good shot on. We see Tohu Harris, the captain of the Warriors, going up to ask the question. Would have thought that it was a dominant tackle if he was onside.
So they've given away a penalty. The Warriors, still the perfect start. 11 from 11 sets they've completed. The Raiders are 5 from 6. Here's Whitehead. They'll play it at the halfway line. Wolford. In this left-hand side, Papali'i is there, so is Adam Elliott, who has bumped it forward. Slow play the ball as Whiten off that left foot tries to beat both Egan and then Murchie. Not much doing there. But it's all Canberra 5/8. Wide ball to Papali'i. Here's Fogarty. Out the back is Savage. Coming in, Pompey couldn't clean him up, but he did enough. He hurt him back into the clutches of Aitken and also Harris. Tarpany at the line. Short ball, Papali'i. He keeps it alive. Elliott for the line. He goes close, centimetres short. The forwards combining. Wolford comes back. Whiten, a pass straight to Arthurs. The pass was forward from Jack Whiten.
See, we talk about the 1-2 punch from the Canberra Raiders front row. That was beautiful play from them. Elliott, how he didn't score there, I'll never know. The pass before the line, Big Papa goes straight through. Elliott pulled up centimetres. What about that for gutsy scramble offence from the Warriors? And there's the forward pass. They get the footy back. Again, they've repelled the Canberra Raiders. Not an easy thing to do. That's great defence there from the Warriors.
Amazing they were able to hang on there. Certain the Raiders were going to score and they came back to this left-hand side. But Warrior scramble was terrific. Here is Adam Pompey. He'll play at 5 short of the halfway line. Egan. He's got Fanua Blake there. Harris. Combination between the forwards now from the Warriors. Ball comes free and it's been lost.
I wonder if they'll challenge this one. Tavanga thinks he's had the ball stripped here. Yep, they're going to challenge it.
Okay, Case. Coming up to tackle 4. Just got a captain's challenge on the decision of knock on.
Well, it's an early challenge here by the Warriors. They lead 12 points.
Just looking to see if Jamal Fogarty strips the ball. Jamal Fogarty's wrapping up the ball. Jazz Tavanga then releases the ball. There is no strip.
Loose
the challenge
carry.
is unsuccessful.
Another very good call. Casey Badger in the bunker this afternoon. That's exactly how it played out, wasn't it? He just let the ball go.
Yeah, I wonder if players, do that during the week. They feel an arm on the ball, whether they just let it go. That's what it looked like there to me anyway. There's no stripping action.
Eli Katoa can't believe it, back on the bench for the Warriors, who get a chance in place of Aaron Penne today. So the Warriors burn their challenge early on. May not be important. They lead 12 points to nil midway through this opening half, but we'll reserve our judgment on that one. He was confident, wasn't he, that he'd filled them, but it wasn't the case for Tavanga. Instead, Canberra here through Sebastian Chris will play it for Whiting. Shotridge at speed going at them. Johnson backpedaling with a big tackle there from Watene Zelezniak. Shotridge called to go back and play it. Wolford down the short side. Here's Young. Plenty of numbers there for the Warriors. Canberra back inside the 20. Whiten, that first receiver, sliding. He'll find Fogarty. Comes out the back for Savage. Timakora is there, beats Pompey. Still going, stopped only just by Harris Tavita. Great run by Matt Timakor. Pass, long one, bouncing for Fogarty. There's Papali'i for Tarpany, looking for support. No one's there, the pass goes to ground. Chris will go back, oh, he knocked it on. Yes, he did. A little bobble as he tried to pick it up, and they just can't find the right pass at the right moment, the Raiders.
Well, how many times do you see that with the Warriors? The tackling on their goal line has been unbelievable. Timakor it was. Normally we see the strength, but there's the knock on. They're right, they got it right. Chris knocking on. Try to scoop it up again and not give himself up. And they are forced into error with the defence here from the Warriors.
Bloody four about to come into the game for the Warriors by the looks of things. Just when you thought the Raiders got themselves back on track in this 2022 campaign after that 2-6 opening in the first couple of months. 2 wins, 6 losses. There were 6 from 9 though in their past 9 games. 6 wins, 3 losses, including the Storm obviously last week down there at Amy Park. Today, a bit out of sorts in attack, maybe just rattled by the start from the Warriors, who had all the ball for the opening 10 minutes of the game and have made just the one mistake through Jazz Tavanga themselves. They'll play it here through Montoya. Comes back to Fanua Blake. Works it up towards the 40-metre line as Egan waits at dummy half. The players in support. Harris Tavita through the middle. Dejan Arce was there also. Little outside-inside effort from the Warriors, and it just about cracked Canberra. Egan, he'll find a 4. Takes it forward, stopped there, and a good tackle down low by Wolford. They're 30 metres out. Johnson looking to this right-hand side, will kick towards Chotridge. Watene Zelezniak is there. They both fly. Tap backwards. Came back to the Warriors, knocked on eventually though by Jesse Arthurs, and Canberra will have possession.
Gee, they got the right result there, the knock back. Had Arthurs been able to take that ball on the full, after the knock back, he might have scored. Knocks on. What's in the mindset now of the Canberra Raiders? Tell you what, the defence of the Warriors too, when the Raiders have gone wide, they haven't ball watched. They've got up and got in their face.
Blocker Ricky Stewart sideline watching here as he usually does, also conscious of the Raiders' mindset, passing a message out there. No need to panic. Good controlled sets, please, through the second half of this opening period.
Long time to go in this game, and both these teams have made habits over the years of coughing up first half leads. Raiders fans can certainly tell you all about that. They've done it 4 times already in 2022, in fact, Canberra. Papali'i, what a ball. Savage, a little juggle. Comes back here to the 4, who will wrap him up. And they play it 35 metres out. Last tackle in this set. Fogarty to put it high in the air. Harris Tavita standing underneath at such hang time. Goes backwards there off Harris Tavita. Montoya cleans it up. He offloads, in fact, back to Harris DeVita once again. And that's a great job by the fullback and the winger to combine and bring it back all the way to the Warriors 30.
Yeah, what a result there for the Warriors. Just marched upfield 20 metres. And they're not afraid to throw caution to the wind here. They're playing some good footy, offloading the ball, trying to put some set plays on. Just got to keep it up now.
So here's Lesniak playing it. And a set restart. It was a slow old one, and the ball knocked out by Whiten from Fanua Blake. And the Warriors a chance here. Might be thinking about 2 from 40 metres out, but they kick for line, and they'll be thinking about 6 instead.
Well, the good thing is the last couple of times they've been down here to start the game, they were able to come away with some good tries. So, you're going to have a shot at goal.
They are.
A bit surprised from that anyway.
They want the 14-point lead here early on with 14 remaining in this first half. It's going to be a long one for Sean Johnson, just over 40 metres.
Pretty confident.
Is there a little bit of breeze behind the Warriors' backs in this first half, Matty Russell?
No, I was about to say it's perfectly still, so Sean Johnson won't have any of the elements to deal with, just a 40-metre shot. And you're right, given their possession, given what they've shown us already, Blocker, I thought they might have kept the ball in hand here.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's a bit of a surprise, but 14-point lead to take it beyond the 2 converted tries is their option here. Of course, if he doesn't kick it dead, they don't get the 20-metre dropout, so it comes down short of the goal, a dead ball line rather. Imagine Canberra in possession. They have just the 2 players back there in Savage and also Chotrich as catchers. Anybody else standing here 10 metres from where the ball will be placed. Papali'i back on the bench. Corey Harawira-Naida waiting for his first chance. Started the game last week for Elliot Whitehead, but Whitehead back today from a knee problem.
I'd nearly be getting Starling on if I was Ricky Stewart. Just that they need that little bit of spark out of dummy half. Papali'i and also his other front row partner in Tarpany, they're making some inroads down the middle, but they just go wide a little bit too early. Starling had really fixed that up for the Raiders.
Good angle from behind here on the kick from Johnson. He's got his kicking boots on today. I'll tell you what, he kicked it dead as well. Plenty of carry on that one. They back themselves to bank the 2 points, and Sean Johnson doesn't let them down. Yes, wave that flag, sir. Your team well on top here in Canberra.
And you're pretty much one out, aren't you? Waving the Warriors flag down here. But anyway,
all these fans,
so.
They got their tickets nice and early to make sure they were here today. And of course, this is where real becomes unreal. You can go to nrl.com/tickets to make sure you've got your spot to watch a game live in the run towards the finals in this exciting race in 2022. Fascinating competition we have as we enter the home straight towards the finals, and Watene Lesniak, he's down the Flemington straight. Look at him go. The whips are cracking. And Watene Lesniak showed them a clean pair of heels. Brings it back to the 40. What a run by the winger.
He runs the ball as hard as anyone in the game, doesn't he? Full pedal, straight into the defensive line.
Oh, they're coming out wide. 10 with a big shot there. Forced the mistake from Harris DeVita. It's going to be a knock-on, is the call against Jack Whiten.
Gee, you've got to ask the question, was he onside here, Jack Whiten?
He read it nicely, a long ball from the middle of the field. He came up very quickly there, and there you see ripping it out. It was his actions that forced the ball loose, and it's been called a knock-on. Boy,
some sort of collision.
They came out to check on Chanel Harris DeVita, who will retire from the game at the end of the season. He's got plans beyond rugby league in 2023. From the scrumly, it's Ask Aitken. Looks up, and Matt Timokor is there to wrap him up. At the Raiders 30, Buddy Afoa runs towards Timokor, who is still getting back onside. Good work by the Warriors forward. They're back in the red zone. Fanua Blake through the hands. Johnson comes here to Arthurs. It'll in and away on Sebastian Chris. Nicely defended though by the left centre. The tennis of Lesniak. Comes back to Johnson. Egan goes to Tohu Harris. He had a full on his outside. Hangs on to it though. Papali'i, or rather Tarpany, looking for a strip. Now for Noah Blake. Johnson, Murty's there again. Hangs on to it. That was a good effort. And then you can't dive. Oh boy. Ryan Sutton ended up with the ball. Can't dive from marker like that and end up on the ground to take possession. You've got to pick it up while you're on your feet. Anyway, it's a Warriors ball as a result.
I'll tell you what, it was some sort of tackle from Sebastian Chris too. Before that play, he winded himself, but he had to put his body on the line.
We're going to say there was a Warriors touch first before Sutton knocked it on in that contest on the ground, and there was no advantage to the Raiders, so they hang on to possession and they work it away from their own 10. Still looking for their first points. They're about to go inside the 10-minute mark in this first half, and here is Young on a flat pass, comes back for Xavier Savage, gets going quickly. Boy, anytime there's just a minute gap in the defensive line, here's a chance to go straight through and earns his team a penalty.
He's got some good blokes to run off. They take the quick tap now.
Fogarty had their back turned. He saw them with everybody facing the wrong way for the Warriors, and he was off. Gets them on the front foot. Here's Wolford doing the same thing. Aitken reaching out. Makes an important stop just outside the 20. Comes back to Tarpany. Footwork there. Beats for Noah Blake. Harris DeVita was no match either. He took a chance at passing, and Harris DeVita comes up with possession.
Yeah, just force that pass there, Tarpany. Give it to someone in a better position, but you can't really be that hard on him. He goes straight through again. Just tried to throw the miracle ball. A little bit of catch up there from the Raiders. Bit of panic.
Eli Katoa on for the Warriors. Jensen Ricky about to make a double change. Gula and your man Starling blocker. Can he ignite and energise the Raiders?
He was impressive last week. Off the bench again in that win over the Melbourne Storm, as the Warriors have one more here, kicking from as deep on the field as they have in this first half. Johnson, tumbling kick. It'll go down to Savage. They've got that set going for the Raiders, which almost finished with Tarpany scoring. Oh boy! The fullback, the rookie, puts it down and gives the Warriors a chance here, and it's Eli Katoa who has possession for the visitors.
Now that's the fifth error there from the Canberra Raiders, just turning over the ball to the Warriors in good field position. They'll like their chances now.
Egan, counting numbers at dummy half, goes short side. Deja Arcee is there with Aiken. Oh, the pass as he just dropped off to give it to you, and Aiken was forward. He's had quite the game already today. He was a try scorer on debut for the Warriors up there in Redcliffe back in round 8 against the Raiders, and also supplied a try assist with a kick as well. And well, Ricky can't believe it at the moment. They've hung on here, but not quite 8 minutes remaining in this first half, and they've gone close a couple of times without troubling the scoreboard.
Yeah, just a little bit of panic there from the Warriors. Not really used to being in front on the scoreboard. 14-0 at the moment. Just trying to force the issue. He's better when he runs the ball at the line, Arcee. Big 5'8". He's already scored a try here this afternoon. He'd like to take that one back.
Over a number of seasons now, when the Raiders have got themselves in trouble in games, it's invariably Jack Whiten who gets things going for them. They get a chance inside the 20 in these next couple of possessions. Well, it's got to be a ball, a set up for a decoy, and Whiten out the back just to take them on himself. Use his speed and his size. Here he is at first receiver. You'll find Hunter Young will wrap around here. White was looking to get to the outside of Sebastian Chris, just didn't get there in time. They're out near the sideline. 2 plays remaining in this set as Young. Shuffling run up towards Katoa. Harris was also there along with Egan. Starling waits at dummy half. And Canberra on the last. A fine Fogarty, he puts it up, coming forward. Montoya, eyes on the ball, flies high and makes a good catch. Good contest there with Whitehead, who can be a real leaper and a catcher himself, but that was terrific wing work by Montoya.
No, he attacked the ball. There was no doubt he was going to take that one on the full. Montoya, and now just backs it up. willing to work, takes the bomb, then gets himself involved in the third ruck.
Arthur's coming in for a carry. Don't forget, half-time. We'll wrap things up from this first half and preview what's to come with Yvonne Sampson, Cooper Cronk and Corey Parker, all the Queenslanders lapping it up still off the back of the Origin Series win.
I didn't notice that was. Queenslander.
It's all a maroon affair on the desk today here on Super Saturday. Slow play the ball here as the Raiders get possession. Savage, it took him an age to get back to his feet. And there might have been a penalty coming the way of the Raiders, but the referee disagreed. 5.5 out from that break is Chotrich. An angled run. In the first half by the Warriors. 17 from 20 completed sets. Kick here from Fogarty from inside the 40. And he gets the bounce that he didn't want. Comes backwards, and it'll be a minimal gain off the kick with no breeze in this first half. It's a very still day. A little bit of cloud cover now, just blocking the sun as we head towards late afternoon. And the Warriors won't be too upset about that. Gives them a chance here to take a breather. They'll come back midfield for a play the ball and set themselves here. Boy, if they could jag one more try before half-time, they'd be tough to run down.
Yeah, they would be. I reckon he would have been praying then, Fogarty. The ball going out in the full after it come off the side of the boot. Would have been a sigh of relief for him.
Searching today for just their second win since round 8. It is quite remarkable. Here we are in round 19. A 4. Just outside his own 40. Egan. And goes to Johnson, who's out there on that left-hand side now. Dummy for Aitken and tries to slide through the defence. 45 away. It's Harris, a little no-looker for Katoa. Stopped here by some strong defence, playing game number 41 for the Warriors today is Eli Katoa. Still to play an NRL game on New Zealand turf. And the kick here is out on the full from Johnson.
So you've got to finish off those sets too at the back end of the half. Can't afford to give the Canberra Raiders any sort of a sniff. That one goes out in the full from Johnson. It's his first mistake really of the first half. We'll just shrug that one off and get on with it.
As Raiders viewers won't be tuning out, 14 points, nothing in the modern game. In the last 3 winners in this matchup, the last 3 winners have come from behind at half-time to win.
That is an important stat, especially for you, as you mentioned, Canberra fans watching today on Fox League. Savage to play it here. Locals here at GIO Stadium finding their voice again, urging their team on. Big chance just before half-time. Starling for Fogarty. First man option was Whitehead. They've done a good job of wrapping up the ball at this end of the field, the Warriors. Chance there for a pass from Whitehead, but they made sure he couldn't. Fogarty grubbers on a great one. Clean up again by Harris to Vita. Their last play options inside the 20 have left a lot to be desired, Canberra today.
Yeah, but I've got to say it's the Warriors' pressure that they've been put on the kickers. Fogarty goes to the line again. They just got up, just not ball watching this afternoon.
Oh. Mistake here by Watene Zelezniak, who's been outstanding. But it gives Canberra a chance, maybe their final chance of this first half.
Well, he runs the ball that hard through the middle. You've got to challenge him, get in front, try and drop your shoulder. They've done that, the Canberra Raiders. And this is the problem with the Warriors. They have problems finishing off halves. 2 mistakes in a row. 1 kick out in the full. 1 drop ball in the last few minutes.
The Warriors try to keep a team scoreless in the first half of a game since round 1 last season. Time since they've shut out a team in the first 40. It's Fogarty. Shows it on the outside. Beats it on Aitken. Aitken comes again and cuts him down just a couple of metres out. From Starling. They'll find Emre Gula. Warriors scrambling yet again in this first half. Yet to be broken though. Starling. He finds White. Here's Elliott now on the angle. Good effort again. A 4 was there with the important stop. Midway through the set. Whiten. Here he is. Losing the ball in the tackle.
Yeah.
That was his moment. And he put it down again.
He tried to get it ready for the flick out the back, get into that left hand. As we said, the numbers in the tackle there. Murchie it is that comes over the top. A try scorer in the first half, that time defensively strong. Gee, they'd be good. Their left-hand defence for the Warriors, they've had plenty thrown at them, but they defended so well in this first 40.
Canberra have had more plays inside the red zone than the Warriors at the other end. But still, they are scoreless. And the Warriors defending like they're a top 4 team at the moment. A long way from their defensive numbers in 2022. They're the worst team in the competition. Ranked 16th coming into this game this afternoon, conceding 27 points per game. And Canberra here up off their line too quickly.
I think you'll find it was Adam Elliott just jumped the gun there a little bit early, trying to put a shot on, trying to loosen that ball up again.
Either a long-range field goal maybe, or they put up a bomb and see what happens. They'll have time for perhaps one more play if they can get back to their feet here through Harris. Chance, the siren sounds, they didn't get that shot at a field goal. Arcee was there lining up for it. And Harris didn't get to play the ball on in time. And at the break, Shaun Johnson and the Warriors well on top here in Canberra. They lead the Raiders 14 points to 0. The other teams they face are all currently outside the top 8, including their opponents today in the Warriors. So it's a big 40 for Canberra, likewise the Warriors, who are trying to play the spoilers. Kick-off down to Hopewadi. Hands it off to Ryan Sutton, and he'll bring it back here, stopped by a trio, if not 4 Warriors defenders, and they begin Canberra just outside their own 10. Here's Gula. In for an offload there with Whiten out the back. The Raiders completed just 10 of 16 sets in that first half by comparison. The Warriors 18 from 23. Warren Smith, Stephen Blocker-Roach and Matty Russell bringing you all the action from here in the nation's capital. It's a perfect afternoon and a perfect kick from the Raiders to get things going in this second half.
Well, he's kicked the ball across his body there, Jack Whiten. I don't think he was going for a 40-20. Just have a look at the bounce of the ball here. Montoya at the back there, just trying to race. The ball bounced up a little bit too high, threw his arm up, ball goes in the touch. The Raiders, as I was saying, 14 points in the modern game is not enough. What a great start for the Raiders in the second half.
Well, you mentioned Jack Whiten, he comes up with a huge play with a 40-20. Elliott plays it from Starling, goes across to Whiten. Keeps it going there for Hudson Young. Well wrapped up though by Johnson. And also Jack Murchie. Scored the first try in the game, did Murchie. Here's Sutton. Runs towards the meat of the Warriors' defensive line. Nothing doing there. Tackles up their sleeve though. Long ball from dummy half. Fogarty, Savage. Here's Tim McCaw. Gets to the outside of Pompey. Still going. Staying alive. Gets it off to Hopewadi. And he plants it down. The Raiders are finally on the board here in Canberra.
Yeah, off the back of the 40-20 there. The start of the second half from Jack Whiten. Tim McCaw, what about his strength? There's 3 Warriors players around him that was a highlight of the first half, was their scramble and also their goal line defence, but not this time. Hopewadi stays alive. Here's the 40-20, kicks across his body. Look at the bounce here, that's a shocker. Montoya at the back. This is what they come and make of it. Tim McCaw, look at the strength of this guy. Stands in the tackle, offloads, Hopewadi stays alive and finishes well. Great time to score too, just the start of the second half.
Perfect time to score your first try in the NRL. Albert Hopewadi in game number 7 in his career, having made his debut for Canberra just last week. He signed here until the end of next season, and today a chance with James Schiller out of action with a leg problem, and of course Jordan Rapana also missing with a 2-game suspension. So he gets the chance again today and grabs their first 4-pointer, and a good finish off the great work from Matt Timokor. And Well, they had to score early to get something going here, get this crowd into the contest. They've managed to do that, and now trying to bend it back. A bit of fade there, in fact, from Fogarty. It stays a 10-point game. But they've got something going. Warriors 14, Canberra 4. Down to you, Matty Russell.
Ricky Stewart pretty calm at halftime, even calmer now after the first blow of this second half. He said, ignore any scoreboard pressure, gentlemen. Let's go out there, own the middle and play off the back of that. Our simple game plan, let's get back to it. As for Stacey Jones, he made field position crucial in this second half. He felt they lost their way at the back end of some sets in the first half and said he challenged his halves to take greater ownership of the kicking game and play field position in this second 40. He loved the first half from Adam Fanua-Blake and Dallin Watene-Zelezniak. Two individuals crucial if the Warriors are to hold on to this lead.
The kicking game has been vital for both teams here today. The Warriors scored their first try of the game off the back of a Sean Johnson kick, forced a dropout off the back of their first set of 6 in the game. It was a remarkable start, and then likewise the Raiders get a chance as Josh Papali prowling the sideline, waiting for an opportunity. Here is Starling. Speaking of the middle, as Matty Russell was, Starling just about straight through it. Whitehead runs towards Aitken. Green machine is rolling now. Starling comes to Fogarty, who will go to the air. Pressure here on Marcelo Montoya. He was good in the first half. That one went backwards off him, bounced back to him. Heart and mouth moments, but they hang on, and they'll work it away here through Pompey at their own 10.
Yeah, only the start of the second half after the Raiders had scored the first try. A lot of the Warriors laying in and around the play the ball, which allowed Starling just to take off from dummy half. I reckon we're going to see a little bit more of that.
Here is Egan trying to follow suit, jump out from dummy half. Elliott looking anxiously towards the referee. Egan here, is he clutching at the ribs? Twisted awkwardly in this tackle potentially, and let's take a look at this again. Jumps out here, stopped there by Young, and oh boy, it might have been the action there of Emre Gula. You watched from the side here, and then he comes down in that awkward position.
I think it was Elliott that just twisted him on the way down as Gula hit him on the other side. Nothing illegal in it. There wasn't anyone diving at his knees. It was just awkward.
He really is either winded and or hurt at the moment. Got through his fair share of work as well. 24 tackles gone to this point. So he's going to be okay to continue on. And they'll play it here from 15 short of the halfway line. Egan there at dummy half, moving a little gingerly at the moment. As a foul plays it, comes back here for Dejan Arce. Put the kick in. It'll go down to Xavier Savage. Makes the catch, tries to get going. Looks up and sees a good chase from the Warriors, and they'll be determined to get themselves back just into this arm wrestle, get through a couple of sets and just calm things down after giving up the first points of this second half.
You just see the offload starting to mount now. They're getting a fair bit of good ball, the Canberra Raiders. They'll start to move the ball around a little bit more.
It's Elliott going sideways, nothing doing there. They've got a couple of plays left in this set. Sutton, good carry. That's what they need. Ended up one-on-one there with Aiken after Harris was left on the ground behind the play. Whiten puts it up. It's a floater, almost no spin on it. Oh, Montoya. That's a good catch. Well, it looked pretty simple, Blocky, but boy, that one, it was almost a perfect floater.
I tell you what, it's a good recovery from Montoya. He just couldn't clean up the 40-20 a little bit earlier to start the second half. Gets himself back in the game.
Now Adam Elliott penalised here for a crusher-style tackle on Chanel Harris-Tavita.
Looks a little bit amazed, as a lot of defenders generally do.
Here's the fullback again. Ends up with his back facing the opponent's goal line, and then A bit of a tough one there against Canberra from what we saw. Didn't see a classic Crusher-style motion from anybody to speak of, but the Warriors get the penalty, and here they are at the halfway line, and Egan waits at dummy half. Harris for Bunty, Afoa charging hard, running towards Starling, and also Whitehead picks up the best part of 20 metres on that run. Harris, little dummy, one there for a moment with Whitehead before Ryan Sutton helped out, but they're back within range of the try line. Afoa for Johnson. Inside ball there for Katoa, who can be a real target. A crash ball close to the line. It's RC, comes across to Johnson. Here's a chance. Pompey trying to get to the outside there of Timokor, but Timokor hangs with him and takes him down. One more play here for the Warriors. Goes back to RC. He'll kick across the field. Chance out there. Curran is on deck. It ends up in his hands. Knocked on is the call against the Warriors, and that will be a changeover.
Well, the things that were going for the Warriors in the first half haven't happened for them. They had a little bit of luck. They got the ball back a number of occasions, and rightfully so, scored points off it.
So Josh Curran out there taking over at the right edge forward position for Jack Murchie, who's back on the bench at the moment, just ticking over the legs on the exercise bike. The Rays don't give up any points off the back of that penalty conceded. There'll be a little bit of justice there, fans will be saying. Stacey Jones doing a nice job in charge of the Warriors, the man who played 46 times for his nation. He's a legend of New Zealand Rugby League, and here he is looking for his second win since taking over from Nathan Brown.
It's an amazing effort, isn't it? 46 test matches. I think Wiz Freeman played similar. So they've had a couple of good or great halfbacks.
He's head-to-head with a Canberra great who played for his state and his country also. Funnily enough, they never played, to my knowledge, against each other at test match level, Stacey Jones and Ricky Stewart. Here is Starling. Their careers didn't perfectly overlap. Stacey started some years after Ricky, quite obviously. The Raiders just outside the 30. From Whiten, good hands by Savage. Sebastian Chris thinking about trying to keep it going to Chotrich, but he couldn't do so. So comes back here, Sutton. Runs, gives it to Elliott. He runs at defenders and bounces away from them. Oh, Whitehead, that pass. He wasn't sure who he was passing to, whether it was Savage or Timokor. Timokor's not a bad option, though. Look at him go. Beats a number of defenders, including Wade Egan. Lost a boot in the process. Last tackle, Starling. Fogarty, he'll chip it. Pressure on Watene Zelezniak. Makes a very good grab with the arms extended. Brings it back at speed, as he always does. Links with Sean Johnson, who wanted another speedster on his outside. And they brought it back on a 25-metre gain.
Oh, that's some sort of play too, isn't it? Just, I suppose when you play against the Canberra Raiders, you've got to play that up-tempo type of game. That was a great restart there from the Warriors.
Terrific work by Alan Watene Zelezniak to make the catch, bring it back, get going to link with Sean Johnson. And here they are, 30 metres out. Loads of tackles to play with. Johnson for Bunty. He's taken down there, and a good tackle by Gula, primarily around the legs. Egan with Johnson flat on that right edge, combining with his 5'8" partner in Dejan Arce, but Arce was concerned about giving away an obstruction penalty, so he just submits in the tackle. Now Curran at short hand. Johnson rubbering, pouring through, a chance for Arthurs. Beaten to the ball there. Chotrich wins the race. They've got them pegged in a corner here, and real pressure on the next couple of carries for Canberra.
Well, what about that for a play from Chotrich? Had to turn around and chase. He cleaned it up because there was plenty of chases. It was a beautifully weighted kick there from Johnson. And that is a great clean-up for the Raiders.
Well, the action continues on Super Saturday beyond full time here. 5:30, kickoff between the Panthers and the Sharks. It's the all top four affair. It's an absolute ripper in prospect. And then the Rabbitohs up against the Storm to follow that. Another all top 8 game. You'll see it only here on Fox League as the kick from Whiten looking for his second 40-20 this half. I can't believe that ball didn't bounce into touch there. It was a terrific kick. The bounce was an awful one for Jack Whiten.
Yeah, it certainly was, but they're on the front foot now. The Canberra Raiders with their defence. They've got to dominate here. They haven't been able to do it so far in this game.
Good carry by Arthurs, who brings it back to almost the 40. Egan here. Devunga just spinning and getting away from the advancing Hudson Young. Wrapped up by Whiten. Johnson. It's Tohu Harris playing very wide on that right-hand side. One more for the Warriors. Canberra 40. It's Johnson. No pressure on him. Puts up the kick for Savage, who's had his moments this afternoon. Coming forward, though. Makes the catch. Stopped by the second line of the chase. And a good thing for the Warriors because, well, he's absolutely lightning ball. He's picked up a leg injury here.
Yeah, I hope he's all right the way he attacked the ball and then took off Savage.
Knocked to the leg last week against the Melbourne Storm, did Xavier Savage, and he's limping away in the background. Tarpany back on deck.
So I tell you what, they were lucky they weren't a big long-range break that time. It was Aiken for the Warriors that comes up with the ankle tap. Savage is in trouble at the back end.
He's going to try and continue on for the moment, but he's Jake the Peg, isn't he? Adam Elliott was the player who came from the field for Joe Tarpany. Big Papa. A spray can in hand, rosining up and ready for action in a few moments' time. Oh, that he's just applied a bit of Rexona. Either way, he's good to go. Here's White. Savage is out there, boy. He's less than good, isn't he? 30 metres out, up against the sideline. Last play here, Whiten. Puts it high in the air. Awkward one with the uprights there. Montoya makes another good catch. This back three of the Warriors, they've been spectacular for most of the game today.
Yeah, they have. They've attacked the ball. That's the main thing. A miracle pass back on the inside again. And the coach, Stacey Jones, would have had his heart in his mouth.
There's another good catch, and now backing up on the work. There's the carry from Montoya. Egan showing it. Oh, just about picked them apart there at marker. Whitehead only just hanging on. Curran, ball in hand, looking for an offload to Afoa. They'll play it here on the last, and they're just grinding through their sets, getting to their kick, which is all they have to do with this 10-point lead. Try and work down to force a mistake. Savage, let's take a look. See how he goes under the eye test for this ankle problem it appears to be at the moment. Moving a little more freely than he was, although he's still there now. You see he's feeling it. Whitehead. A change made here by Ricky Stewart. And it's Corey Hadawida-Nida who's on deck and gets a chance off the bench for the first time in the game.
Well, he's the type of player that can come on and make a difference too. A good ball runner. Savage just still trying to shake off that leg injury. Ricky Stewart, the type of bloke who want blokes to show a little bit of toughness and stay out there. The trainer is still with him.
Tarpany playing it. Last one here for Fogarty to kick. Pressure from Egan. Spinning, spiralling back there to almost the goal line. Harris to Vita bringing it back. Hadawida-Nida makes the tackle. The Warriors begin at their 20. Been perfect with the ball again to begin this second half. 6 from 6 before this set. We've had just on 16 minutes of action. As Pompey brings it away. Head clash there. It's clutching the forehead. Let's play on. Now Devunga. 2 plays left in the set. Egan for Johnson. Harris. He goes wider still for Arthurs. And now they're out there near the sideline. There's a problem back midfield, back behind the play for Adam Pompey. He might have got a cut out of that contact when he took the carry a couple of plays ago. Savage bringing it back. He's moving more freely now. Just to have shaken off that problem.
Yeah, I thought they might have kicked a little bit earlier to him to see how his ankle is.
He's gone back to his haunches here. He was clutching at a hamstring, I thought, there, the left hamstring. That might be another separate issue.
He's gone.
I think it was a right ankle before, and now I think he might have tweaked his left hamstring.
Well, boys, the Raiders are reporting it as a cork, so between those three, we're right somewhere.
We'll find out how he's moving here, but he's doubled over back behind the play. It's starting for the moment from dummy half as he takes it up towards Curran and Bunty Afoa. Fogarty at dummy half for Starling on the last. Whiten. Just a mid-range kick coming forward. Pressure there on Teddy was at Lesniak. Knocked on though by Canberra in the contest. And it was Sebastian Chris who had a play at it, but couldn't come up with the ball, and the Warriors will survive once again.
Just wonder if Sean Johnson will pick that up with Savage at the back. Look, he's no good. He can hardly walk at the back here. Whether they kick early in the tackle count and put some pressure on him.
The contest again with Chris Tony Lesniak flying. The Warriors to work it away from their own 10, and it is the winger. Thanks to carry, met there by Emre Gula and Papali'i. He's a long way. He's some 65 metres back behind the defensive line is Xavier Savage at the moment. Oh, and now Jazz Tavanga has been ruled to put it down. And remembering it was Jazz who rolled the dice early on in trying to use a bit of gamesmanship. He used the captain's challenge up. They don't have that available. And it might give Canberra a chance, and we know Canberra can be good. Oh boy, hands in there. That might have been interesting if there was a challenge available. Well, no doubt Hadawita pushes it away from Jazz Tavanga, and that's the advantage Canberra now have, with Tavanga using up the captain's challenge in the first half.
He was lucky to get away with that one. The referee right on the spot. Hadawita coming on, making an impact straight away, albeit a lucky one.
So it's Whiten at the line, off the scrum win. Harris is there. He's been defending on that right-hand side exclusively. Hudson Young charges at them. Warriors only just now getting themselves sorted on their own line. It's Papali'i standing, ducking, offloading, comes back to Fogarty. He's a strong bullocking type as a halfback, and he took some stopping here. That was Fanua Blake, who's back on deck for the Warriors, who was there. Gula, some width through the middle of the Warriors line. They are struggling on the far side of the field. Starling goes to Whiten. He takes them on himself. Set restart here. They're still short of numbers. Savage, he stopped. Gives it to Sebastian Chris. Chris scores for Canberra. They had to catch them out. The Warriors were shot to bits on that far side of the field. They eventually got there. Chris scores. Canberra make it game on.
Well, if his ankle was all right there, Savage would have exploded onto that ball. This time, shows his skill. And that is a great pass on the outside there to Chris to score. I've been highly impressed with Savage's passing game. The fullback has added that to his repertoire. Gets the ball away there, and Chris scores. Here come the Raiders.
Off the back of that call, which Warriors fans will be upset about, given that it was knocked away, we thought, pretty clearly by Corey Hadawita, but he takes the chance, gets possession for Canberra, and then off the back of that, a set restart as well. And it's 14 points to 8. Big kick coming up here for Jamal Fogarty.
It's great the way they kept their nerve there, albeit it was a little bit of a luck there for the Raiders to get that ball back. After Tavanga had lost the ball on the way up. A little bit of movement there from hands from the Canberra Raiders. But anyway, we play on. And the Raiders are good enough to capitalise and score.
Mount on the sideline, pretty much. Fogarty so far this season is none from 2 from the left touchline with goal kick attempts. Take it inside, a converted try. He's broken his duck from the left touchline this year. That's his first, and he makes it 14 points to 10. There's an atmosphere now here at GIO Stadium, Matty Russell.
Yeah, the crowd into this one, and Xavier Savage will stay in this one. The Raiders reporting that, yes, he's taken a knock, but it's nothing serious. There's been no urgency to find a replacement, no urgency to get him off the field. Whatever the complaint is, I think it's a cork on the thigh. He's going to be told to see this game through.
At the moment, it looks okay to continue on. Such an exciting young player. Warriors about to get things back underway. All the points in the second half going to the Raiders. Here's Hadawidanaida, who brings it back, and he'll play it at the 20. Live ladder as things stand. Canberra still in 11th position. A win today would leapfrog the Dragons into 10th and still be just outside the top 8 on for and against. At -41 as it stands right now. There's a bit of an issue. And the run towards the playoffs. The run is a pretty good one. They play only the Panthers, current top 8 teams, between now and the finals. Should they make it? It's Fogarty with the kick. Pressure here on Montoya. And make the catch and bring it out. The Warriors begin here at their own 20. All the scoring at the southern end of GIO Stadium so far here today. Adam Pompey. As we come from that knock to the head a moment ago, there's the Raiders run home. The Gold Coast Titans next week, the Panthers the week after. 2 big games against teams they are competing against, and the Dragons and the Seagulls in rounds 22 and 24 respectively, but may well decide who of those teams might push their way into the top 8.
Well, they've got it all to do, haven't they, the Canberra Raiders? As you mentioned, it's 2 weeks' time before they play the Panthers here. I reckon that'll be near on a sellout. They've got to win this one first.
That they do, as Johnson puts it high in the air. Savage. Nice secure catch. Good chase from the Warriors. And Canberra will begin from just outside their own 10.
They've just got to be careful that they don't get bogged down now, the Warriors. They played such good expansive footy in that first half. Whether they've got the energy, the Raiders starting to get a little bit more ball, but they've got to throw caution to the wind here.
And Warren, the Warriors X-Factor, Reece Walsh, off the bench, jumping around sideline. He's actually asking, when can I go on? Well, the bench is telling him when the coach sends you on, Reece.
Simple as that. Here is Wyden looking for another 40-20. He's got it as well.
Genius.
His second for the game. Jack Wyden producing big plays when the Raiders need them most.
Well, irrespective of personalities or whatever you've got against your player there over at the Warriors, Reece Walsh is the type of player that you need on the ground. You forget about all that personal stuff. They need a player like him on there.
Stacey Jones said it was defensively the reasons that he's lost his spot to Harris Tavita at the moment as far as the fullback position is concerned. They're defending this 4-point lead here. The Raiders on the attack. Here is Wyden himself. It's certainly Jack Wyden time. Starling, short ball. Chris again goes close. Half a metre short. He'll play it for Starling. Comes back here for Gula, who runs towards Curran and also for Newell Blake. Starling barking at dummy half. Deep right-hand side for Fogarty. Flat ball! Hadawidanaida! They've got them! It's 14-all in Canberra!
And improves his position too. Hadawidanaida. We know what sort of an impact player he is. What about that for gap running? The ball was put on a dime. The 40-20 that really put him on the front foot. The second for Jack Wyden in this game of footy. It's a brilliant kick. You can put it down to Wyden in the second half. He's been their main man. Look at that, at the line, one-on-one miss. Hadawidanaida, a big back rower, powerful runner, skips out of a tackle and scores.
Well, should the Raiders kick this goal and take the lead, the Warriors suddenly not defending points but chasing points, maybe, just maybe, that might be Reece Walsh time. And while we see the replay there, faking a bit of an injury, I think he was, Corey Hadawidanaida might have had to Ricky Stewart having palpitations on the sideline when he saw that little unique try celebration. This is try July still, after all. But a kick from Fogarty from beside the uprights. The Raiders taking a leaf out of the Warriors book. And the yoga breathing, getting themselves good to go once again. And after being down 14-0 at half-time, they're going to take the lead through the boot of Jamal Fogarty.
Well, they're behind now when he kicks this one. Virtually right in front. First time they've been in front, the Canberra Raiders. You need to put Reece Walsh on. He needs to go on right now.
Flags up. And Canberra is up here at home today. Reece Walsh. He's on the field and into the game. It's a replacement, straight swap here for Dejan Arce. So the former fullback is out there now and takes the place of the 5'8", Ricky Stewart. Good thing you didn't see Corey Harawira with his back turned there as celebrations were breaking out on the Canberra bench. But they're back in front in what is sort of must-win game. But if you know what, it feels just like an almost must-win game, given they've got that big game against the Panthers in a couple of weeks' time. And Ricky said in the build-up to this contest, our fate is in our own hands.
And they've had to do it tough here this afternoon. As you mentioned, 14-0. Had to come from behind, had to find something, the Raiders.
Well, let's see what Reece Walsh can add to this Warriors lineup, should they get an attacking chance in this second half. And they have been few and far between. Just 2 plays inside the red zone for the Warriors to this point of the second 40, and now Canberra get a set restart. Change of possession stats, quite remarkable. Canberra have had more than 60% of the ball since we resumed action. And they've been camped here at this end for some time. A start goes across to Whiten. He'll find Savage. Listen to the noise here in Canberra. They sense what's on the line. 13 out from full time. Whiten at dummy half. And he'll find Hudson Young. Comes towards Tavunga. Fanua Blake also there, but still tackles to burn here for Canberra. From Gula, goes through Tarpany. Fogarty again, Harawira once more. That combination out the back from Harawira back to Fogarty. Tarpany, some space there, fires it wildly. Gula, flick pass. Starling gets monstered, grabbed by Reece Walsh, and they'll wrap him up. And the Raiders have one more play. It's razzle dazzle. Fogarty coming out of the line. Curran left some space. Oh, swing and a miss! Swing and a miss by Harris DeVita. And Harawira might have extended the lead.
Yeah, what about the chase there? Harawira goes back to back. They tried to bat the ball over the dead ball line. I can never understand why players just don't try and ground it in the in goal there. Had the opportunity to try to bat it dead in goal. Look at the strong chase. He's calling for the grubber kick. Harawira. The air swing. That's a try. Fogarty just takes up the yards, offered to him. There's the air swing. There's the try.
No doubt. That angle there confirms it. Ricky Stewart is up and riding.
He's done a fetlock.
He might have done, you know. I think he did. He clutched at that knee like Xavier Savage. It's catching here in Canberra. He's done a patella tendon.
Well, you can see him calling for that ball there, the big back rower.
He's laughing about it as well. That is great.
He'll be out for 8 weeks.
That is terrific. He'll be on the physio table after full time himself. The former star halfback who was dynamic to watch, along with Daly and Meninga and Clyde and Mullins.
Please don't go on. Oh,
Stephen, sorry.
How good was he? Ricky Stewart, what a competitor. He brings it into his team too. They love to play for him. What a hit back.
Ricky's done a knee on the sideline. We've seen it all today. Fogarty. And beside the uprights, to make this an 8-point lead, it seems remarkable given they were down by 14. But they've owned this second half. Ricky can rest easily for the moment. 11 minutes remaining. And an 8-point lead, Matty Russell.
Yeah, Corey Harawira-Naida with his 4th career double. Big plays for Canberra in terms of winning this contest, but also setting up their season. They're trying to go 9-9 to join 3 other teams on the edge of the 8. You know, this is their highest scoring second half of the season. The previous best 20 against the Titans, 22 points since half-time. The Raiders haven't been a good second half team. They needed to be today, and so far, so good. The short kick-off here towards Chotrich, who catches really comfortably. And up next, Penrith against Cronulla at Bluebet Stadium, a top 4 encounter. The Raiders have the Panthers in a fortnight, and Raiders officials predicting 20,000 here in a fortnight, a 5:30 game in Canberra.
You would expect after they take on the Titans next week, they've got a job here to finish off against the Warriors. They lead by 8 now. There's Tarpany. Takes it across the halfway line. Warriors just can't get possession suddenly. It's the Raiders just have owned the ball the last 10 minutes of the game in particular. Whiten's kicking has been a massive part of this comeback. 2 40-20s. They scored tries off the back of both of them.
Yeah, well, he's kicked them to death in the second half, hasn't he? They haven't even bothered the scoreboard attendant yet, the Warriors. Led 14-0. They haven't been given any sort of points now in the second half, and they've been battling off their own line for the bulk of the second half.
Well, there is the live ladder, and now that they're in front, the Raiders leapfrogging the Dragons as things sit. And with a massive advantage as far as for and against as well. That'll certainly hurt the Dragons unless they can do something about that in the weeks ahead as we push towards the 2022 finals. The Raiders, before this set, have had 10 of the last 13 sets in the game. Warren Smith, Steve Roach, Matty Russell bringing you all the drama here in Canberra. Johnson, pass goes to ground. Walsh tries to put a step on, headed for the Broncos in 2023. And it's not out of spite is the word from the Warriors, and he's out of the starting 13 at the moment. Stacey Jones feels he has work to do defensively. As his replacement, Chanel Harris-Tavita, also won't be here in 2023. Kick here from Walsh. Goes down to be taken by Hopewadi, bringing it back. He scored the try that got them going in this second half. It only took a couple of minutes as well. Came off the wide and 40-20 in their first set of 6 after the resumption. Hopewadi finished off some good work from Matt Timmercore, and now here they are. Chotrich standing. Offloads have been plentiful for the Raiders in this second half also. Starling midway through the set comes to Tarpany, and Gula pushing up, causing havoc in the second half, isn't he? Standing there as well and offloading again. Starling shows it. Harawira-Naida looking for a hat trick, and he's put it down.
Yeah, Harris-Tavita with the tackle over the top. Again, it's Tarpany in the middle of the ruck, a late offload. I mentioned it before the game. And there's the drop ball. Aiken again making the tackle, along with Harris-Tavita. Now they start to need to chance their hand, the Warriors.
Run hard, Ali.
Eli Katoa coming back into action here for Jazz Tavunga. Quite a discussion here. Surely 10 seconds have, well, no, maybe 10 seconds didn't elapse. Took a long time to determine what was happening, but the Raiders are challenging the way the ball came away here from Corey Harawira-Naida.
There are 2 players in the tackle, just looking to determine if Ewan Aitken strips the ball.
You know what? I don't think he did. I think it's a tackle over the top. That's accidental, if anything.
Much like it was in the first half. And it went against
Ewan
Warriors.
Aitken's left hand pushes the ball out. The challenge is successful.
It wasn't much of a strong carry from Harawira-Naida, I thought. Yeah, and quick signal from the bench. Ricky Stewart says we'll have the 2 here to make this a 10-point lead and use up some time on the clock. Although maybe there's some chat here. Jack Whiten saying no, we are going to take the 2. I think Jamal Fogarty's like, no, we already lead by 8. Let's not take the 2. Let's tap it and go. And Jack Whiten saying, hey, you go and have a chat to that bloke over there.
Yeah, Ricky.
That'll be a quick discussion.
I would say so. Yeah, That's a pretty tough call, I reckon, that one. Anyway, they've had it all go their way now. You take it back to the last try that they scored, that they should have knocked it dead in goal or just grounded the ball in the in-goal area instead of trying to flush it over the dead ball line. That allowed them to score and get them right back in it then. Got them in front, as a matter of fact.
Stacey Jones chewing his fingernails there. Well, I'll take the 2 points here, but it will give the Warriors a chance to go short again from the kickoff and maybe get possession and come down, field position perhaps that they wouldn't have had if they'd kept it in the hands of the Raiders. Well, they add the extra 2. Fogarty makes it a 10-point lead at 24 points to 14. Just over 6 minutes remaining. They're smiling on field, but they know on the bench this one isn't done just yet.
Well, apparently when you see no panic from the coach at half-time, and he's pretty calm. As I said, in the modern game, 14 points isn't enough. Haven't really been able to get in any sort of gear, the Warriors, in the second half, coming off their own line for the bulk of the time, but the Raiders have been good enough to get in front.
And the pattern repeats between these two teams. The team that led at half-time has lost the last 3 meetings between these two games. Kickoff is too deep. Goes down to Hopewadi, who makes the catch. Didn't get the pressure or the challenge they were hoping for there, and Canberra to work it away. And they're a couple of good sets away from sealing it here, grabbing 2 vital points, which will drag them back for the first time in a long time to a 50% winning record at 9 wins and 9 losses. And it's been quite the effort after that 2-win, 6-loss start to the season. The finals back then, at the end of April, seemed like a forlorn hope. And they've been good as Tarpany takes it forward here. 35 metres out. Last play. Looking for Whiten at first receiver. Fogarty on the right-hand side will get the kick, though, as he puts it up. Walsh is back there in the fullback role now, coming through. Whiten tapped it backwards. Second kick, look out. Walsh hoping it goes dead. He had to play at it. It will be a goal line dropout.
I'll tell you what, was a good chase from Hopewadi again. He put the pressure on Walsh, had to play at the ball. It was from a good chase. Ball knocked backwards here. Little grubber kick in and behind. Look at that, the bounce. Walsh has to play it. Hopewadi right on the ball.
Short dropout goes the 10. Up there above the pack again. Another good catch made by Hopewadi once more.
Yeah, well done.
And just game number 7. Second for the Raiders after playing 5 for the Sea Eagles. And he's filled in nicely today for both Schiller and Rapana. Rapana missing again next week. His 2-game suspension. Tarpany comes here to Whiten, finds Hudson Young, who's been well contained today on that right-hand side. They've been good. Johnson and Arthur's helping out there in the tackle with Tohu Harris. Comes back through Gula. Tarpany and Papali'i pushing up. Quite the combination, those two, through the middle of their passes. He takes the tackle. Starling here is Hadawinanaida looking for that hat trick. It was a crash play. He's gone close, but not close enough. One more here for Canberra. Starling goes back. Fogarty, Grubbers looking for the upright, misses everything. That's all they needed. It'll be another goal line dropout. And they are 1 set of 6 perhaps away from locking down these points.
No, that's clever play from Fogarty. That was a kick for nobody, really. Just a kick to get that pressure on off the side of his boot, deliberately to force a line dropout.
Johnson here, is there a variation? No, he goes to the air, not quite as wide this time, but it's too deep. And Hopewadi is just getting some catching practice. And he's snaffling everything. Would be handy down at fine leg on a top edge, wouldn't he? And some very good hands as Gula. They play it here just outside the 10. A bit of a cramp. Certainly motioning that he had a cramp. Fogarty, Savage. He's done well to stay on the field given all the problems he had. Starling finds Tarpany. try here, and the place would explode and really get the party started for the Raiders. Panthers and the Sharks beyond this at full time. Comes from Starling, away to Whiten. Here's Fogarty. Runs towards Johnson, who makes the tackle. Canberra with one more here. Young from dummy half. Whiten, rubbers once again. Another awkward one to handle. It's there. He's got to play at it. Did he knock it on?
Is that a hat trick?
I think he might have knocked it on.
Zero tackle. We've got no try. Can you just confirm knock on from Raiders after Warriors?
He has never scored a hat trick, and he's gone this close to nabbing his first.
All chases on the right are onside.
I reckon he might have got a little bit nervous there. Walsh can't clean up at the back for the Warriors.
Reece Walsh knocks on in the in goal and doesn't retain the ball. We're playing on at this stage.
When it comes to Hadawita-Naida, his eyes must have been like dinner plates. Oh, hang on! Hang on!
Corey Hadawira-Naira knocks on in the in goal. We have decision.
I'd like to see the back shot of that.
I'd like to see that angle once again, because the first touch looked to be maybe off his knee. What did you think?
Gee,
And then I thought he might have got a handle on that before it hit the turf again. I'd like to see that one more time.
Show us again, Sam.
First Warriors, then Raiders. Reece.
That close.
He didn't look that confident, but
No.
that's a problem.
That, had he sold it better, it might have been a different reaction from the on-field referee, and then, of course, the bunker. 2 minutes left in the game. They mix things up. This one's too big. And that'll do it today. Canberra is home. It's been a big second half. Reece Walsh supplied the dropout. Find it over the sideline. Yes, girls.
You're
Quite
right.
the night in Canberra. And they will take the two here again to make this 26 points to 14. And Jamal Fogarty had quite a chat here with the referee.
The game allows us to just go timeout. So let's just keep it moving.
Jamal might have said, how long can I actually take here? Can I wind the clock down? Chris Sutton said, no, you can't. Well, at half-time, I'm sure Stacey Jones was thinking, boy, we are a chance here to really cause an upset and put the cat amongst the pigeons in this race for the top 8 for the Canberra Raiders. But Canberra have just owned the ball in this second half. Canberra, in the second half, 22 from 22. It's a remarkable feat given what the Warriors did to begin the game. And the Warriors, by contrast, have had just 9 completed sets from 10 in total. And the Warriors have had only 9 play the balls on the other side of halfway.
And just the ability for the Canberra Raiders, and they do it week in and week out, to keep the ball alive. 15 offloads to 4 to the Warriors.
Now the celebration's in full swing now. Ryan Sutton, his day is done. There's barely 20 seconds remaining here in Canberra, and it's 26 points to 14. Now Reece Walsh with the restart.
Let's go to the score.
He'll go long. And it's Emre Gula, who's, I think he thought about taking the knee there. I think he thought he was playing in the NFL. But they were good when it counted. And they're back with a 50% winning record. And the finals campaign is well and truly on for Canberra. At full time here at GIO Stadium, they've beaten the Warriors 26 points to 14.